I'm back.
Continued asking him. He lifted up himself and said unto them, He that is without sin among you, let him first. He that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone at her. Listen closely to what I'm about. Listen closely.
She got sucked out of the store and into the parking lot. Watch as she gets sucked out of the store and into the parking lot. I'm telling you, she gets sucked out of the store and into the parking lot. Within the matter of 1 minute, it goes from calm to getting sucked out of the store and into the parking lot. Okay, folks. Welcome back. What's playing here? Oh, we're done with that. Sorry. Get out of there and come over here. We'll pause that and come over here to our space weather. All right. And while that's loading up, I'll get the microphone on and put the headset on. And there we go. Howdy, folks. I'm back in black. Let's scoot this over a little bit. Oh, come on, play games with me. Alright, well, we'll go like this. There we go. That way I can scroll up and down. And hopefully I can scroll up and down. There we go. Alright, we got the loop loaded up here. And here we are. April 5th. Whoopsie. Come here, one. April 5th of 2023. So 4523. And you can see here in the loop, we had a little event right here, and then here's an object. It's really faint, but it caused like a ghost CME type event over here. And we'll go through this frame by frame as we get the lighting just right. All right. what's going on here. We need a little more wedge here for you guys. Let's see here. Maybe this will work better. Just a second here. I want to lift the camera up just a tad bit more here. Come on, you. There we go. Yeah, it's a little better. All right. Forgive me there. I thought I was all set and had everything centered, but apparently not. All right. Howdy, folks. Welcome. Here we go. So, 4/5/23. We had this event right here. This one over here, you can see this ghostly little object in it. And that was about it for today, okay? So what I want to do, that one's not much to see, but let's focus on this one over here. You can make out our round object right here in the center. You can see the magnetic field around it, okay? And we're going to just go back it up. You can see it there. There. We're going backwards. And we're going to back it until it comes out from behind the occulter. Then we're going to go forward, coming out right here. Ooh, you can make out this one a little bit right here. Then, as they both progress out past the sun, they interact with the sun, grabbing plasma, taking it along with them. There appears to be two, maybe one here and one right here. Then, as they... See how it kind of blinds the camera there a little bit. As they proceed and move out of frame there. And that was about it. We had the other little incident there, so there's not really much to report on the sun, which is good. And let's just go over to stereo A and see what it captured. I'm looking for our latest event, because let's go to this other instrument here. Okay. This should be already loaded up. And ta-da! Look what we have there. Back in black. Back from the dead. I have been going through all kinds of hell to keep the storm from killing a bunch of people. And it looks like you guys' prayers have worked. We dodged a huge bullet in the middle of the country there. It looks like it's still got a little bit left for the East Coast, but looks like maybe New York and D.C. might dodge a bullet now. The Lord has decided to have mercy. Anyways, what I'm looking for is this event right here where it comes back up. So let's go back over here real quick. I want to see if we can cheat here. If they got it posted here, I bet that's it right there. 4/6, yeah, that's it right there. Oh, look at this, you guys. We got a little sneak peek at tomorrow already. So let's get this whole loop. Let's just go frame by frame here. Boom, boom. Here's our Ahura Mazda or whatever streaking through there again. Like I said, it's in there all the time. I just don't point it out a lot, but there it is, captured in that frame, streaking through as this object emerges. Let's back up. Like, here's our central core. You can see the magnetic field around it. It's causing the instrument to react. You see the bubble-shaped magnetic field as we progress outward. Over on the red side here, see if I can capture this for you guys. There is a nice round dark patch right there making a dent in the light. The light's coming out straight, goes around it, and then continues out straight. Let me see if we can zoom in a little bit on this for you folks. Zoom. Maybe right there's good. Let's slide it over a little bit there. Alright, looks like the camera's capturing a little bit. It's right here. Let me tint it just down a little bit more for you guys. It blinds it. But right here is our dark little object. It's right here on this side. So we had another object captured by the satellite. I mean, this is like the millionth one. So we're just reporting on it as it steals a bunch of plasma here. Let's get a little bit better. You see all this huge chunk of plasma that's taken with it. So back up. Here's the black object right here, and then all this trailing plasma that it strips away from the sun and takes away with it. Plasma never to return to the sun again. Lost in space forever. And then over here, you can make out. This is the ghost image of our object. Our object is this white ball right here wrapped in plasma. Boom, boom, boom. But the negative or the ghost image right behind it gives a good round, whoops, where'd it go? There, right in this one here. Pull it over a little bit more for you guys. Whoops, this way. And let's see, we can tint this just a tad bit better. I want you to see our nice, this is the shadow. The object itself is right here making this dent in the graph right here. It's this white spheroid, still wrapped in plasma. But the negative of it is right there. This round black circle, all right, which defines it pretty well. The ghost image, the negative, gives it definition as it moves out there. And then it looks like it had another one that was trailing behind it. See, when they pass by the sun, they get like a magnetic lock, and as they release, then they snap out. So watch as this one snaps out to catch up to this one. All right, let's back out. This little secondary circular object. See, it's still back up here when this one's halfway out. Then, as it snaps free of the magnetic grip, it flings out a little faster and catches up to the first one right here. Anyways, let's move on from that now and go over. So we did see our little event there. And that's 3 more frames of something else. What was this up here? Ah, it's just a shadow streak through it. So there's our event right there. That's tomorrow's date already. That's the 6th. All right, so then we come over to here. Here's our dropout, like we continue having. It's a good deep one, and then the response comes way back up. So this looks like the sun is actually, well, having a heart attack and coming back to life, and just it keeps doing this at the same time every day. Same time I have these paranormal attacks coincide with this. I don't know why the satellite's eclipsing the Earth is eclipsing the satellite like this forever now. I mean, we're what, day 37 days in a row it's been doing this. When is eclipse season over? Never? When? Because I never remember seeing this instrument do this before. So let's go deeper. Click on deeper. And you'll see that we're still probably missing our red line, our GOES 16 long. Still not there, of course, because it would show exactly what the other one. But here is our event. This big spike, and then see it dropping out again. So here's our our M flare that we had, probably M5 or so, right here. But the dropout right before it doesn't register. It doesn't show it. So it looks like they're hiding stuff, because this red line, this GOES 16 long, when I pull this up, see GOES 16 long right here, there should be a fourth line colored red that goes along here and drops all the way off the chart like this one does. So the reason why it's not there is because it's right here. Okay, and the inconsistencies of this spike. Some of them are short and shallow, some are long and jagged, some come down, go flat, and some taper. See how this one tapers off at the end? Other ones taper down this way. I would think if it was the Earth eclipsing the satellite, you would see a gradual slope down and a gradual slope back up. Or it would, maybe come straight down right as it goes out of range, go flat for a while, and then come straight back up. But these are tapered. Why are these tapered? Why are they different depths? This is the heartbeat of the sun. Okay, this is the Schumann for the sun. It's the GOES X-ray flux. This is the core of the sun spinning inside of its shell, generating an electromagnetic field. the size of the sun and the what's the term I'm looking for? It's on such a grand scale that the electromagnetic field that's generated, much like our Earth does, is on a grander scale on the sun, and it emits light. That's the corona of the sun. The corona of the sun is generated by the core spinning inside its shell. All right? That's where all the power comes from. Anyways, this is the Schumann, the core spinning inside the shell of the sun. And we're having these boom, 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 these dropouts, bam. The same time I'm having freaking heart attacks and coming back to life. It's just bizarre. It's bizarre. Anyway, it's just instrumentation, really, showing the Earth eclipsing a satellite, apparently. But in my world, it has a big effect. I don't know why. Anyways, this is the sunspot that I was pointing out yesterday, the 3270. This one, they're not showing it. The one that's on the other side of the sun that they're saying is kind of out of range. This one right here. This one is actually in prime position. Even though it's not Earth facing right now, it's actually on that magnetic field line loop that I'm going to show you here. And let me pull back. I'm a little too zoomed in there. Sorry. And you're not going to zoom out for me? Fine. I will just refresh you. Alright, we're going to open up the tracker, take a peek at NASA's weak attempt at showing us where our CMEs are going. And there's nothing on there. But what I do want to point out is this yellow dot is the Earth. You see this black and white dotted line that's in the shape of an arc? That's our IMF line. That is our magnetic connection to the sun. All right? And if you follow this arc, when it actually comes into the sun, is at 24 degrees. Okay? Can you see the 24 degrees right there? Oh, there we go. Let me get a little sip here. So 24 degrees is right where our IMF line protrudes from the sun and arcs back and connects to the Earth. It's not a straight line like this. The IMF line is curved because the sun is spinning and you see the spiral arms. Well, the IMF lines are spiral arms as well. Now that I showed you the 24-degree position, that is the same position as our sunspot. This one here. Whoops. Oh, come on, please. Right back up to it. This one right here is on that 24 degrees. It's rotating away from the Earth facing, and it's rounding the corner, and it's at that 24-degree mark. If there's a little pop-off right here, it'll magnetically connect. It might not send the CME in our direction, but it will connect to the IMF lines. So that 24-degree position is very, very important. And when we see sunspots in there, it's just a heads up. Careful, we got spots at 24. Okay. So let's continue on here. What else did I want to check here, Lord? I think that was it. Yep, because I just X'd out of it. So let's go on over to the Schumann. Thank you for your patience here, folks. You guys are awesome. I got the coolest audience, I swear. Now, we're going to pull this a little closer. Not much really to report on here at the Schumann. It's looking pretty good. You can see we've had these intermittent, really high intensity screeches, but they're really short in duration. That's good. I wouldn't mind these little streaks like this. That's okay. It's them big, long, white blasts that take. Those are the ones that really squeeze down on the core. Oh, speaking of which, we had another Earth skyquake caught lately, and it was because we had CME come in, we absorbed it, and about 6 hours later, the Schumann ground down almost to a halt. And on that day, somebody, I forget where it is, I'll have to dig it up, but there was a new skyquake, a new trumpet blasts type thing in the air. And everybody's pointing their camera to the sky, looking for, ooh, it's coming from up there in the sky. No, it's coming from the ground. It's emitting from the ground up and bouncing off the atmosphere, appearing to come from the sky. The sounds that you hear, those skyquakes, are the sound of the core and the shell grinding on each other, just like a bad pair of brakes. And I'll play a couple of demonstrations for you, and when you hear it, you'll hear the metal hollow spheroid shell resonating and ringing like a bell, okay, like a trumpet. And those squeaks, these squeaks and these pops right here, those intense blasts, those really long white ones, those are the ones that make the skyquake sounds. Ta-da! Mystery solved. Sorry, I had to do it. Anyways, Schumann's pumping right along, forward and reverse. We got our core spinning backwards inside the shell, which will eventually cause the magma to slow down and start spinning backwards in coordination with the core. Then that magma will slowly grab a hold of the underside of the crust and start ripping it apart, and we'll see fissures and all kinds of great stuff. But that's later on down the road. At this current juncture in time, our core is reversed spinning, but at least it's still spinning in its shell, because that's what creates our electromagnetic field that protects us from the radiation of the sun and all sorts of gamma rays, exotic particles, X-rays, all that great stuff, right? So we need the Schumann to be pumping to protect us. Okay, so we come over here and we check this line. For years and years and years, it was just one little green line running across here, boring ass instrument, until one day all of a sudden these white streaks showed up and everybody's going, what the hell's going on? Well, come to find out, that was a sign that the core and the shell are grinding on each other, causing these earth sounds. And when you hear them, it'll all make sense. I'll show you a little display and play a sound at the same time, and it'll all gel in your brain, and you're going to go, wow, why didn't I think of that? So let's move on over to Null School over here. So what happened here? Anybody know what happened here? Remember I was showing you that little divergent thing yesterday that had that flow arcing, and now it's gone? What was that anomaly? It's gone. It's no longer dividing this upper jet. And let's just say your prayers are magical, folks, because you guys diverted a disaster. And I think New York might dodge a bullet, and D.C. might dodge their bullet for the meantime. I understand how God works, and he's going to throw one thing at you, make you think it's this, and then hit you with something totally different. So we may have dodged a bullet, thankfully, to you guys in your prayers. And me, I've been praying too. This last 48 hours has just been one brutal, brutal marathon for me. So actually we're going 72 hours now, but I don't count anymore. Anyways, this is a good sign. This is actually a good sign. It is going to take the rest of the storm and look like it's going to funnel it out and away from America. It's still going to move across this way, but we didn't see the tornado outbreak that we were expecting yesterday, nor did we see a very violent one today. And we're talking about a frickin' record storm. Let me come over to the forecast here. You remember this? Come on. Back up for me, please. All right, then go. We'll go forward. There's backwards. You remember this? It's breaking up now. All right. It's looking like you guys may have dodged a bullet here. All this area, I know a few little towns got hit, but it wasn't a 40-town decimation spree like we saw before. And this storm was huge. It had every ingredient to wipe out everything. It had snow, fire, ice, everything. And what the heck happened? What the heck happened to the monster? I give credit to your prayers and the power of Jesus Christ. Okay? He's the one who's in control here. All right, and you guys' prayers are being heard. And it looks like you guys performed miracles. You saved lives here because I don't see many people. There was maybe a small accident where there's a few deaths, but when you guys believe in your sincere prayers, I'm talking sincere ones, not this half-assed the blah 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 stuff. You guys, with the power of prayer, have looked like you've diverted a huge disaster because that did not pan out the way it was supposed to. And what was kind of ironic about it, it was the professionals, the storm chasers, some of the best in the field, got tricked. And they all got caught when they converged on one tornado in one intersection, and that hook slice came back, and another tornado formed on their left, and they were flanked, stuck in between two tornadoes, and then it proceeded to projectile vomit baseball size hail, which just decimated their cars. So we had our storm team taken out on the first tornado of the day at the beginning of this huge outbreak, and then nothing else really too drastic happened afterwards. So that was quite a save, you folks. And I'm just going to say, I know how to say, thank you, Lord, for sparing these people. Thank you, Jesus. You're so kind and just so forgiving. And he's an awesome guy. I wish you guys could get to meet him here soon because he's a pretty cool dude. Just misunderstood is all. Anyway, so let's progress through this now. This is our current conditions. Our icing event has like diminished and is moving out like through Maine and stuff. So what should have been New York's punishment got diverted. But something that's new here is this, well, it's not new. We still have the tail, this detached tail down here with all this energy. And I showed you yesterday a bunch of hot energy coming up off of the Gulf and into this. So we might see the backside, or not the backside, but the tail side still, there's still the probability for some storms here, okay? So the praying is not over yet because we have more to go, all right? See this little hot spot right over Tennessee? This whole band right here is going to have those pop-up thunderstorms. Those are the worst, okay? Something about last night's stream, I tried my best to cover some storms, and I'm having the wrong instrumentation. I don't have the proper tools and stuff, and I'm trying to do my best, and I feel like I may have misreported some stuff last night because of my inaccuracies. So I wish to apologize for, I don't want to scare people, but it's better to be safe than sorry and be alerted to what's happening to your area, even if, it's maybe possibly a little bit wrong. Maybe I was delayed by a couple hours or had the wrong instrumentation. Either way, maybe I had the right instrumentation, but I just would like to apologize because I don't want to scare anybody. I'm trying to alert them and warn them and not give them false information. So, trying my best here. So here we are, and this is, let me back out of this so we can get time and day again. So, okay, so this is everything in there for you. All right. You can see, here's our little tail event, and this is the next frame. This is the second frame. So here's the third frame. You see it's still lingering here. All this moisture is still here. See these yellow pop-ups? So the potential is still there. We'll watch the CAPE and the lifted indices and stuff like that as we go. But it possibly, we could have just averted this whole thing. Now what's going on here is this warm, moist air is still being sucked up into this tail, and it's converging here in Texas. So it looks like the tail and this midsection here too are going to get a little bit dicey here, starting from 11 p.m. April 6th Pacific. So 11, 12, 1, 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning here on April 6th. And then these pop-ups down in Texas. So you people down in Dallas, Houston area, watch out. You're going to have this possible new outbreak here. Gotta be careful with my words, but it looks like, you know, the instrument is predicting this, but it's so volatile right now. And it really depends on what human behavior is going on right now. You really want to know? The spiritual realm is judging this all right now, and this is all results of human behavior. When you see the debauchery in D.C., expect to see that as a target. And when you see debauchery in New York, you would expect to see it as a target. And that's why I show you some of these instruments, because it's blatantly obvious. When we go to this one over here, sorry about that. Let me put it on some particulates. No, let's go to the chemicals in the SO2. And we'll take away the wind. All right. And here is sulfur dioxide. This is the gas that surrounds the magma being pushed up through the crust and leaking out through the crust. Again, we have this whole half of the country that's under the target. I mean, this is where the storms have been. This is where the gas is leaking out. This is the section of the country that's been having issues with your savior. And then we come over, here's Salt Lake City with its plume. I want to come over here to the Bay Area because I'm just waiting for this to go off here sooner or later. This plume is still about the same size. It keeps shifting. It'll go this way, and then it'll go vertical, and then it'll get big and decrease. But we still have this plume of pressure underneath the Bay Area that's seeping SO2 out through the ground. Okay. There's new patches up here. Is this Oregon now? Oh shit, that looks like maybe Mount Hood. I wonder if Mount Hood's leaking sulfur right now. And what's going on up here? This looks like another volcano. And this area along the coast of Washington and stuff is coming to life, especially this little feature. I bet you that's Mount Hood. And then we have this coming to life over here in eastern Washington, northern Idaho, it looks to be. And we have our thing going on over here now at Yellowstone. So this SO2 is continuing and picking up its pace. You see it spreading through Mexico, Cuba, Jamaica. Let's pull back and go over, because what I was going to talk about are the non-Christian countries. And what does it look like over here? Who's in big trouble right now? Who's another non-Christian, or not mostly Christian country, other than Christian, we'll say? And look at this mess. Boy, do we have a mess over there, don't we, huh? We all saw how they moved into Europe. And we're all seeing how they're moving into America. And now we have South America and its plume, just this parade. So we'll zoom in on it like we always do, because I want you to see these are all individual sites. These are not one plume being dragged. This is like millions or thousands, tens of thousands of sites, starting from Venezuela. I think we had volcano in Colombia go off. We're seeing volcanoes. I'm trying to find my volcano instrument now to do volcano reports next, because we're having multiple volcanoes going off at a time now. And in these locations where we're seeing the gas emit, we see pressure from an earthquake come in there, and then poof, volcano goes off. Imagine that. Let's come over here to Oahu. I'm seeing a little plume here now on, that's Molokai. This is Maui. Yeah. So it looks like we're having a slight plume coming out of Maui, something coming out of the island, the main island now, which would be good. That would relieve pressure from Oahu. These less densely populated islands could relieve the pressure for Oahu. These are all connected. There's an underground system that connects this pressure. So any pressure that builds up here can be relieved with these other valves. Okay. Oh, down under. Hello, my friends, down under. Still the same. Not much change. You have this little spike up here. These are occasional plumes, but mostly down under, you guys are looking okay. It's the island of Java that we are deeply concerned about. And I think we had another blast here at Volcano, another one on Mariapi. I think there's been earthquake activity in this area here too. Okay. So this is sulfur dioxide, which is the sulfur gas that surrounds all the magma underneath. Okay. Then let's go to another sulfur compound, SO4. All right. This is sulfur quad oxide. It has 2 more oxygen molecules attached to atoms attached to the molecule. Now, you can see how this gas is all over the place. And look how it gets caught up in the storms, okay? Does that not perfectly shape our storm right here, right? It's because this gas gets sucked up into the winds and the jet stream and everything, and it takes on the shape of the storm and the wind patterns, okay? Now, the bad thing about this is this sulfur gas, no matter whether it's man-made or comes from the ground, because it does come from both, it can be pollution, like we would see, say, over here in China. Theirs is also their geologic problem that they have, okay? So that gas and the other one I showed you, all emitting from China. We got our own spots here, not too bad that it emit here, but what happens is this comes across with the winds. Let's put the winds back on. All right. You see how it blows off of China, comes across the Pacific, and comes swooping right into America. Now, this SO4, I don't know how many of you took chemistry or remember your chemistry, but when it mixes with the water vapor in the air or water in the ground, it makes a new compound. H2O is water, SO4 is the gas. You mix those two together, you get a compound called H2SO4, which is better known as sulfuric acid. Did you hear me? Sulfuric acid. Let's take the winds away and look at our sulfuric acid storm. Shall we? That's all going to acid rain. All the moisture that's coming out of this storm hits the ground acidic. Okay? And as we pull back, the whiter it is, the more concentrated, right? We come over to the graph real quick, pull it up, see how white is more down this end. Dark is where there is none. If you see over Greenland, it's darker here, where there's not much of it, but it has circulated all the way around the planet. I'm looking at the top of the planet. Now here's America. We go across to Africa, doesn't have much, but this other green tint in the background, all of this colorization, unless it's black, is this gas, is SO4. So eventually, notice how the southern hemisphere isn't so bad. It still has its greenish tint. It's up here in the northern hemisphere where you have these huge white plumes of this gas escaping from the ground, okay? And eventually it's going to make everything acidic, all the water. It's just, over time, this acid's just going to keep pouring out of the ground and continue to pollute our atmosphere, causing more and more acid rain, acid snow. I mean, my snow is acidic this year. Okay. At this juncture too, we can go over here back to the air. First I want to take up here to the polar vortex, because we have a new feature going on here that's a little disturbing, and I want to see if it's continuing. Yes, it is. Okay. Right here, right where I'm pointing, is the very top of the planet. This is the geological North Pole, not the magnetic north. This is where the axis of the planet actually spins. There's a rod that goes straight down through the planet. Not a rod, but pretend there is, and it spins on that. Okay, so top of the world right here. Now you see our vortex is a little oblong in its off shape, and it doesn't connect back around. It's not feeding itself. It breaks off. Our polar vortex is breaking off, coming down over the Pacific. It's coming right out of Siberia, all this cold air coming off of Siberia, the Kamchatka Peninsula, and comes down into the Pacific, gets swooped up, and right back into the United States. So when we put it, or about this position right here, see how our polar vortex is wrapping around the planet, and instead of continuing to go around and fill in right through here, it's dipping down and coming back up and hitting America. So America is in the polar vortex right now. How about that? Okay, and we're going to drop down just a little bit more right here to our upper jet stream. Now this oblong, this weird polar vortex causes these huge violent dips and this just wild, look at this. Look at this flow coming out, reversing, coming all the way back, doing another reversal, and then coming through here. So we have the craziest flow asymmetries right now. Here's Hawaii. This is coming off of China. Here's China over here. This is coming across the Pacific, dipping down like it's going to come at America, doing a 180, coming back, doing another 180, and going this way. Remember I was telling you on our list a while back of storms going backwards and backwards weather? Here is this violent zigzag, this 180 backed up by another 180. It was going this way, and it ends up going that way, but in the meanwhile, it does this violent dip, and these troughs are just really taking air from other regions, slamming it together with air from other regions, and causing volatile weather. Okay, and you can see right here, China, they're getting their ass handed to them too. Okay, and what I'm going to start explaining to you guys as we go, this is a spiritual battle we're in, right? Okay, this is the believers against all the non-believers. Okay, and now God is acting, and you're seeing specific areas being targeted, we'll say, all right? And I got word last night that it was going to be New York and Washington, D.C. And by the way the setup was going, it sure looked like they were going to take it right on the chin when they really deserve it right up the ass. But, so, I dodged a bullet here. But as we continue, it's not over, folks. It clears out. We got the whole country clear for a little bit here. Breathe the sigh of relief, clean up, cruise. You're going to want to do double time, triple time, because watch this storm hit the west coast. It forms this pinched off low, heads north. It has this long tail wraparound effect. See this curl cue? It goes around and then drops back down. Let's go back a frame. We're going to have possible severe thunderstorms in northern Montana, Glacier National Park, up by the Canadian border, okay? Which is odd. I mean, it's not impossible, but this low comes up and does this little spiral effect and moves out. At the same time, we're having this moisture event down here, these pop-up thunderstorms right along the coast of Texas, okay? That's all that hot water in the Gulf convecting. All right, and then this low moves out. Then I saw another big monster storm in here somewhere, and maybe it's been revised. Oh, good. It looks like it's out of there. Look at this real quick. This is like a nor'easter skirting the east coast, starting down here as a low right here. Okay, so first day of the low is right there, April 18th at 5 a.m. So 5, 6, 7, 8 a.m. That's 2 p.m. Sorry, and this monster kind of goes up the coast by the 20th, and then moves on out. It was this low, I think. No, it looks like it's been revised. They had another monster low coming up and doing another scorpion type comma effect, and it's been adjusted. So lately, the GFS isn't as reliable as it used to be because our weather is so volatile. It depends on what happens on the sun. It happens. What happens 3 days ago affects our weather today. So let's go back here because I forgot to do that real quick. Let's just go take a peek at what we are to expect tomorrow. Let's just pull this up real quick. So tomorrow will be the 6th. So the 3rd. Yep. Whatever event happened on the 3rd. So let's pull up the 3rd real quick and see what, if anything, happened on the 3rd. Just so we know what to expect. Uh-oh. I think this is that one. Yeah. So, there's an object. There's two. So, that's a huge magnetic field right there. So, we got 3 different objects, possibly 4, both behind and in front of the Earth. This would go past behind us. This one will pass to the front of us. So that one, the CMEs, no matter what direction they're going, these objects are still coming our way. Okay. Hopefully the CMEs are moving that way. That's is that full halo one that moved away from the Earth? I think so. This is a day I missed, I think. So, yeah, I think that one went away from the Earth. Regardless of which, we still have 3 to 4 inbound objects that will still cause like ghostly effects without a CME necessarily hitting us, okay? So tomorrow we're going to have some inbound energy adding to the forecast. So let's there's April 6th now. Boom. All right, so 11, that's 2 p.m. So this event down here in Texas might blossom just like this or possibly a tad bit stronger. Because that's 7 p.m. on the 6th, the east, this time. Anything after that's going to die out overnight. Then 5 a.m. on the 7th, it picks back up as the sun comes up. Blossoms through the afternoon on the 7th down here. And also stretches across over here. Now this is, what, 2 or 3 frames out, so this might be a little closer to being accurate. So even though our storm has moved off the coast, its detached tail, and the remnants of it are still streaking back there. Okay. Let's come over here to this weak-ass radar site that I'm still trying to figure out. Now, no more thunderstorms. I'm just pulling up the radar so we don't make any mistakes. We can just look at radar, all right? Now, what's going on here, this system stalled, okay, and it moved in a different direction. The remnant tail of it is still right here, all right? This is yet to pass the eastern seaboard yet, okay? So New York, Washington, it still hasn't passed them yet, all right? I wanted to look at something else here, this thunderstorm one. See, there's still all this potential energy in all this area here. Charlotte, up to Virginia Beach, even up to Maryland. See? Look at this right outside Washington, D.C. Huh. Look at that. And let's go check out What's happening to New York? Well, New York's a little further up. Looks like they're dodging some of it. It could still creep up this way and still possibly reach New York and DC. So it's not over yet. The threat level has lowered, thankfully, but we still have plenty of moisture in the air and plenty of conductivity that could still perform. Okay, so they're not out of the woods quite yet. There's the potential is still around, and especially if tomorrow collides with this energy from the sun collides and possibly strengthens this throughout. Ooh, excuse me. I'm sorry. That was gross. Throughout the day tomorrow, as this, let's go back a little bit. That's not tomorrow. Right here. So this line might still, starting right here, April 6th, maybe a little bit further. So this whole line that's starting right here, this is 7 a.m. in this area when the sun's coming up and starting to produce conductivity again. We're going to see this line continue to go up but march eastward, and eventually this stuff may make its way up to here, up to New York as it moves eastward. So let's just keep praying, folks. There's still this remnant moisture. It still can travel this way and eastward and still produce stuff. So they're not out of the woods yet, okay? But it looks like we've done really well so far. So good job, you guys. And thank you, Jesus, for sparing some lives. All right, so where are we going now? I think we're moving on to something else I had here. What is this? I don't even remember what I pulled up here. Oh, yes. So, actually, I didn't even get to take a break, but I want you to check out this little video here. This was about a week ago. We had this alignment, and I got a telescope and everything, but it was so cloudy and snowy here, there was no way we're going to get to see it. So let me set this up for you. And there's a little article right here. Can you guys see the article and read it? It looks like you might be able to, because I might step away for just a second and check on my son. I'll be right back. Let me play this, and I'll even turn on the volume for you here. Yeah, it's a pretty cool alignment, and not many people knew about it or captured it, so watch this for a second. Is there sound to this one? No, I guess there's no sound to it. But that's Jupiter, Mercury, Venus, Uranus, and Mars all lined up in a little planet parade. It's a small little parade of planets. It looked like one star until you zoomed in on it, right? The 5-planet spread could be seen from anywhere on Earth as long as you had clear skies and a view to the west. If you missed Tuesday night, don't panic. There's good news and bad news. Bad news is that you missed the best view, but good news is that you can still see most of the display over the next couple of weeks. So this display is still going on over the next couple of weeks, for like the next week. Pretty cool, huh? Did you know that we had the planets aligned like that? And it wasn't all big in the sky. It was super small and secretive and like tiny. It looked like one star in the sky. Look, this looks like one little star right there, right? No. And that's not Jupiter and its 5 moons. Read the article. This article tells you this was a planetary alignment. Also, something I need to tell you, when there says that there's signs in the moon acts like an eyeball, and the round curvature is the eyeball part, and what direction it's looking. What direction is that eye staring at? It's looking right. See, if this were an eyeball, it's staring right down at the configuration, right? That's another sign, folks. Especially with the moon and the curvature, like the eyeball staring down, it's looking right at the parade. I'm telling you, that's a sign from the moon and the stars and the heavens. Here it is with the moon and the stars. There's an alignment down below it here too. But the moon is looking right at that. Pretty cool, huh? Let me grab a sip of this. Now this is similar to the Revelation 12 star alignment. It wasn't forecasted in the Bible, but it was. When it talks about signs in the stars and the moon and the sun. Well, I've shown you plenty of signs in the sun, but now we're seeing a little sign in the moon. The moon is looking down like this. It's looking pretty much right at this. If it were the front side of an eyeball and the face were here, you know, your eyeball's curved, it'd be looking at the star. And then as we continue, we zoom in on that star, and it's not a star, it's a bunch of our planets in one cluster. Now how about that? All of our planets on the same side of the sun with the moon lined up too. And when you see these alignments, this is God's handiwork. He's the one that moves the stars in the heavens, okay? So, that is a sign. I'm telling you, that is a sign. Pretty cool, huh? Alright, and then what was the other thing I had here? What the heck is this? Oh, that was going to be the closer. Wait, what's the next one real quick? Yeah, Planet Party. That was pretty cool, huh? Yeah, Jupiter, Mercury, Venus, Uranus, and Mars. Where the heck is the sun? What did that say? Where the heck is... Oh, Saturn? Yeah. I don't know. There's Saturn right there. See it? Alright, so this little video, this little gem, is an event that happened the day before Easter. Okay, and I titled this Happy Easter because it was the next day when I had finally processed this picture and did the video. So I did the video of the event that happened the day before. So this happened the day before Easter. I'm constantly showing you what happened on Easter, but you need to see what happened the day before Easter as well, because we have Easter coming up right around the corner, don't we, folks? Oh yeah. Alright, so here's the
Howdy, folks. Happy Easter.
Alright, here's my video.
What you're looking at here is a picture my son took of this UFO-shaped looking cloud here that to him seemed to be dropping out of the sky. And I had run into the store and this appeared, and he said, "Dad, this thing looked like it was dropping out of the sky, so I took a picture of it for you." So as I looked at this, I noticed something, and I'm going to start pointing stuff out here. As I zoom in here a little bit, it looks like we have a saucer-shaped cloud with this nice little white ring and everything. But back behind it, I see a darker black circle. A stellar core, what looks like a stellar core right here, this black circle, is penetrating the atmosphere and causing this cloud to form, this halo-shaped cloud. Let's zoom in a little more here. Okay, now I'm talking about this black circle is kind of made out of antimatter, and as it comes into our atmosphere and it interacts with the atmosphere, it creates matter around it in the form of clouds and cloud vapor around it. So it's not a UFO, it's actually a black stellar core that's creating a UFO-shaped cloud. So I'll let you look at that for a second. Also, I want to point out over here is the coloration of this cloud over here is kind of reddish, from red iron oxide possibly, as this is streaking in from this angle. I'll pull it down a little bit, we'll zoom in. I want you to look at the color of this cloud. There's red in there.
Nah, it's not capturing it, but there's something else in this I want you guys to see, so.
You can see the red iron oxide that's trailing as this thing moves in. Okay, so we got the red cloud coming in. I'm going to pan back out, kind of give you some perspective a little bit. And then I started noticing some other stuff in here that I'm going to point out. Okay, here I've zoomed in on it. Now, I'm going to point out something here that I have from my spirit videos, and it's what I call like the etherical realm. And I want you to look right here at this dot and this dot. This is a set of eyes. I'm going to pull it over a little bit. We're going to zoom in. Here's the mouth, the eyes, the face, the horns of a dragon. I'll pull back a little bit. I'll zoom in.
There it is.
Can you see the dragon?
Whoops. There it is. That's looking at his mouth. Let's pull back a little bit and freeze frame right about there.
As I pan.
Whoops. I lost it. Hang on. I want to go back just a little bit where we got that face just perfect and freeze it there and see if you guys can see the dragon. Let's go right about here. Play it a little bit.
Of a dragon. I'll pull back a little bit.
No, right.
I'll zoom in. Can you see the dragon?
Right there. Pause. All right. So, here's his eye, his other eye. His nose is coming out at the camera. Here's a nostril. Here's his open mouth with his teeth. Here's all the flaring stuff that comes off the side of his face. Right here, his horns coming up. Eyes, mouth, nostrils, the flaring. This face right here. Can you see the dragon? Can you see the dragon? Dragons are real. I'm going to tell you this again. Dragons are fucking real. They are right outside the door. They're in the other realm. As a knight, I have to fight these dragons. Yeah, so you guys see this, right? This was in the picture. This is a picture my son took the day before Easter of that UFO, that stellar core, that whatever had this as the symbol representing it. The dragon is on the seashore. Is right here, right now. And I can verify it to you 1,000% because I dance with this guy every second of every day. Okay? The dragon is real. It's here. It showed up the day before Easter. And it showed up in that in this weird little UFO type cloud. And you saw how this thing drops down out of the sky. Let me pull back over to this image right here. Right here, and pause. Do you see how the clouds have pulled down? This thing has dropped down. It is causing this cloud to condensate around it. All right, whatever magnetic field is around this object, bending light and making it like invisible, also causes the water vapor to condensate and create these round circular clouds. So when you guys see these clouds and you think, oh, it's just a cloud, ha 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 ha, it's shaped like a UFO, but it's just a lenticular cloud. Wrong. Every single cloud in the sky has a lot of stuff going on. Alright? You guys just can't see it. I see it everywhere I go. This shit follows me everywhere I go. Different country, different town. All these things in the sky follow me everywhere I go. So, this was on the day before Easter. The dragon. The day before Easter. Okay, there's a good shot of it right there. Let's do a little of the tinting so you can see the horns. No, that's too much. Let's go. I gotta. Right there is a good shot. And then we'll play a little bit till we zoom in closer to it. There's another good shot of it. Okay? You guys know what a dragon looks like, right? You've seen Game of Thrones. You know where they got their imagery from? You know where they got their imagery, the real imagery from? From the spirit realm. Because they use cameras and optics too, and they're catching shit on their cameras going, George, do you see what's on frame 24? They're like, yeah, why does it keep happening on frame 24? What's so special about the number 24? Gee, I wonder. If you add 21 plus 3, you'll get 24. So, the dragon is real. The dragon is here. The dragon is part of Revelation 12. Revelation 12 is happening all around you, folks. But it is happening physically to me. It's a totally different ballgame. It is so scary that I see why it's happening to me, because most of you folks couldn't even handle. I mean, you're barely handling seeing a picture. Imagine seeing the thing in real life and it attacking you. So, and me attacking it. We play this little game. Anyways, the dragon is here. The dragon's real. This happened the day before Easter of 2020. Now I'm going to take you to the day of Easter 2020, where, actually, I don't need to do that. I can go backwards from here. So, bye-bye, dragon, for now. I'm going to come over here and put in, even though it happened on Easter, I made a video of it around Christmas, and I give it as a gift, because it is a gift that
Folks,
I like to
welcome
give.
back. So I know there's a lot of activity going on the sun, but I really don't feel like reporting on that stuff right now. Actually, I want to go back and revisit an event that happened this year, 2020, around Easter, when I captured what appears to be Jesus in the clouds here.
Yes, the equinox.
I need you to tilt your head to the right about 45 degrees, and here's an eye, his other eye, his nose, his mouth, his chin and beard, his hair flowing back like this, and you can make out a crown up here above his head. That crown is hovering over his head. There seems to be almost a little halo around his head too. And once you see that image, then we can zoom in just a little bit tighter. There you go.
Let me just add something real quick. This little mountain right here in the background, this is the same spot that the UFO showed up the day before. Okay? After capturing what I captured, I inspected the picture, right? So I went back to this site the next day on Easter and took over 1,000 photos of this event. Play it.
Okay, and this event happened over a course of about an hour, and I got a lot of pictures of it. See, if we go up above here, you can see all these pictures up from way over here going across, or all of this event, and I'm going to show you more of what happened here. Okay, here I've taken about 7 or 8 of those pictures and put them together in a flip book, and you can see the different images, and that this event, is taking place here, because there's more that happens here. Starting here, we're going to go forward a little bit here through a lot of these images, all the way to right about here, where you can see that this face has changed now. Now we're seeing a more round, like lion type face with the nose right here. Here's an eye coming out here, an eye going that way. Here's its mouth slit, the chin going down here. So this round face right here with a crown still above it. Now I'm going to go through and show you the flip book where it changes from Jesus to this lion face. Okay, now we're here at the image right here. This is a flip book of about maybe 15 or 20 of those years, and it's the transition between Jesus' face and the lion face. Now this happened in the clouds, and it was so big and in your face you couldn't see it. It wasn't until I took these images and zoomed out and compressed them. You didn't zoom in. They're too big in your face. You have to zoom out to see these. And these images that you're looking at have all been compressed, each frame, and then put into a flip book. And you can clearly see Jesus' face here with his crown over his head, turning into that weird lion face. Okay? And this happened back around Easter of 2020. So with Christmas right around the corner, I think, I just wanted to bring some hope to you folks and show you that, it's really real. It's really happening. And, you guys can look up into the clouds and take pictures just like I do and possibly capture something like this. So as a little gift to you guys, I can't give much, but I can at least give some of this information, some of these images that I've captured as a gift to you guys to bring some hope here around this season when, it's looking pretty bleak and pretty chaotic out there. But everybody have hope. Try to be at peace. Here's signs right here. He's showing you he's here in the clouds. I love you all. That's it for now. Merry Christmas, and share this with your friends as a gift to them too if you'd like. I love you all, and until my next video, bye.
Alright, so, oopsie.
Chin going down here.
Alright, so pause this. So I assume you guys are not blind, and you can see that. That happened on Easter. So, when you see wars and rumors of wars, and you see pestilences like COVID, and you see kingdom against kingdom, look up. Look up. You'll see me coming in the clouds. Now, I'm going to take you to another Easter. What? Another Easter event? Oh, yeah. Let's see if we can get the right one. Yeah, I believe this is it.
Howdy folks, welcome back. So snapping some pictures of the clouds yesterday, and I noticed something forming in the clouds, what looked like a face over here. And I'm going to start zooming in on this face because it's a real face. And if you look back behind it here, let's zoom in just a little bit, you'll notice that back behind here, this face is being projected by Jesus's heart right here. You can see it radiating out. Here's Jesus's face. He's pulling open his shirt, exposing his heart. His heart's radiating out this image in the sky. See his face here? And there's a crown right here. Also in the etherical, in black, there's another crown right here. Anyways, I just wanted to right in this, his heart. Here's Jesus' face. He's pulling open his shirt,
Good. Oops.
exposing his heart.
All right. Can you guys see Jesus' face right here? He's pulling open his shirt, exposing his heart, radiating out this face. Can you see it? You try this. Try all kinds of tinting maneuvers. It looks like he's wearing sunglasses or something, but here's a man's face with his hair flowing back, his shoulders. He's reaching in and tearing open his shirt like Superman does, exposing his heart. And you can see these waves are like radiating out from his heart, making this face in the clouds. I know that face. I'm going to continue to play this video. All right, but I want you guys to rejoice Okay? I want you to rejoice. Okay? I showed you another Easter event. It's time that you guys take it seriously now, okay? And rejoice. It's true. It's real, okay? This isn't... The best part about all this is authentic footage, you guys. This isn't... they use the... Oh, whatever they call it, to cheat and make all kinds of imagery. Photoshop, I guess that's what it's called. This isn't Photoshop. This is your clouds, folks. This is what your clouds look like. All right? This event happened on Easter again of 2021. Hang on, let me get my headset right. I'm taking it off, putting it on, taking it off, putting it on. I keep messing it up. Okay, so it's time to take these things seriously now, folks, because I just showed you the dragon on the day before Easter. I just showed you Jesus show up 2 times on Easter now. And we're going to continue with this video here.
Radiating out this image in the sky. See his face here? And there's a crown right here. Also in the etherical...
Ooh, I just seen something. Look at this, you guys. This is an alien's face right here. This is an eye. Its face is like bisymmetry. It's lit on one side and dark on the other. The other eye would be over here. Do you see the cheekbones and the jaw coming down right here? This alien face? Oh, man. Alright, I'm just going to continue to play the video here. And maybe I should go full screen real quick. I should have done that in the first place, huh, guys? There we go. My bad. Alright, let's continue this video real quick.
Crown right here. Anyways, I just wanted to show you this picture. It's amazing. And this face, I recognize this face. I know who this is. I know who this face is. I see him every morning in the mirror.
So...
That's not all. I got another one.
So, what's odd is Jesus is pulling open his shirt. His heart is radiating my face in the sky. Why is it radiating my face in the sky with a crown? Yeah. Alright, let's continue. Because there's more. It gets crazier.
And a few moments later, in this image, I took a picture of the same cloud, but this is at a different angle. I rotated it 90 degrees. And I want you to look right up in here. You can see that there's a face, 2 eyes, smile, here's the head. And the arms are outstretched, and he's holding a cell phone taking pictures of the sky. This is an image of me taking the pictures of the clouds. So the clouds are now mimicking me taking pictures of them.
What the fuck is that? Why are the clouds mimicking me taking pictures of them? It's the wildest shit that's happening to me, you guys.
Pretty crazy. Tilt your head to the right a little bit and you can see it a lot clearer. And just to kind of go in on these eyes, because they're there on the face. That's what my eyes must look like when I'm looking up at this stuff in amazement, just going, wow, no way. And then we'll pull back, and you'll see that that's part of this face. Just holding out a cell phone, taking pictures. That's me taking pictures of the clouds.
Okay, so who would like to see a compilation of all the faces? Not all of the faces, but a good compilation of a lot of the faces that I've captured in the clouds. Would anybody in the audience like to see that? Because we're kind of done with our solar report, and I got one last little closing thing, but yeah, let's see them. You guys really want to see this stuff, huh? Because you got to want to see it. I can't just like show it. You have to be intrigued to want to see it. So we're going to back out, and I'm going to show you a compilation that I have put together of well, all I can just describe is I got these giant faces in the clouds that follow me everywhere I go. It sounds bizarre, but here we go. And clouds. Oh wait, I think I know where it is anyway, but let me just try this real quick. Let's do part 9, part 3, part 10, part 8. Oh, those are all the shorts I did. That's what happened. Let's go to my lives, because it was in my live streams a little bit down here. Oh boy, where are we here? It's coming somewhere around here. Wait. No, what did I do with it? It must be right up in here. Yeah, I think it's part of this one right here.
In the scenes, the
Hang on, let me get to the right part.
choreographing and the setup of it is all on purpose. Okay. I need you to put like quotations around that. When I say watch, they're watching me. When I say follow, they're following.
All right.
Because we're doing it in a certain sequence. This is part of the dots, okay? This is the...
Oh, wait. That's what it's called. I need to get to the original video because it shows it much clearer than a video of a video of a video. So, faces. There it is, right there. All right. Sorry, got lost in the sequence here.
It's hard to describe, but it's like a cartoon character with
yeah,
ears, like
some
right
of these
here.
faces are cartoonish, so it's going to look a little odd. I don't know if you guys listen to Mike from around the world, but he's trying to let you know subtly that the spiritual realm is quite odd. So let's just get into it.
Fortunately, there is no activity on the sun. It's nice and quiet, so there's really nothing to report. So there's no solar report tonight, thankfully.
Let's go full screen.
Because I do not want to see that big object coming from the side of the sun. So let's move on to the spiritual realm. It has now moved into the clouds, and now I have faces in the clouds that follow me everywhere I go. One day I went into the store, and the sky was looking weird, so I started taking a couple of pictures here. This is what it looked like before I went into the store. And when I came out of the store, there was this giant Grinch face sitting in the sky. If you can't see it, here's his eye, his other eye. Here's his nose right here with the little nostrils. He's got the short stubby nose with the nostrils you can see up. Here's his little smirk. He's got the puffy cheeks like this. So this face right here is the Grinch. And I took a ton of pictures of this, so we're going to start scrolling down. And you can see it here, and right here it starts to become more and more defined, more and more clear. Okay, so as we scroll down, it's getting, more and more defined here. Then, as we keep going, you'll see that the Grinch starts to grow horns here. You can see in some of these pictures here, I'll go down another row. There we go. You can see here that the Grinch, his face now, you can make out his puffy cheeks now and his nose a little better. But now he's starting to grow horns. So we got the Grinch growing horns, and if you look at this last image right here, it's starting to turn into a dragon face. And if we scroll down one more here, you can see over here it's turned into a dragon. This one's a little bit bigger, it's hard to see, but it's the Grinch is now turned into a dragon face. And maybe I'll just try this real quick. Bring up this one a little bit better. This is probably the best image right here of the dragon face. So, the Christmas season, the Grinch showed up and turned into a dragon. So you can see how I take a bunch of pictures like this, and what I do is I compress them down into the smaller frames like this, and then put them in a flip book. So now we're going to go to the flip books that I've made, and we're going to start going through some of these and pointing out faces. Actually, before we go to the flip books, I just saw something. I want to go to this little section right here. This is where we left off kind of yesterday with these faces right here. This is the unfiltered version of that demon face, okay? And then we left off with this face right here in the last video. And then we've also had this little goblin face show up too. And you can see how it's dropped down out of the clouds, and I'll even go zoom in on this goblin face a little bit here. Oh, I know what I can do on this program. Let me zoom back out. Move that out of the way. I just click on it here. Alright. And now you can see that this goblin face here has a big long nose. He has a mouth open with teeth. There's actually a row of teeth in there. Okay, pull this down a little bit. There we go. And you can actually see an eye with a pupil in it right here. Big long nose. He's got this mouth open with this, teeth in here, and you can make out his little beard, his little goatee coming off of it. So we back out. You can see this face, this goblin face, in the clouds, and it has dropped down from the level of the clouds. And we'll go a couple of pictures through this here. And yeah, you can see up here these big streaks. It's dropped way down out of the sky. This cloud was way up here with the rest of these clouds, and now it's dropped way down and turned into this goblin face. And we'll just zoom. It's a face with.
Here it gets all.
How defined that is in the clouds.
Here it gets all digitized here. We'll have to skip forward just a tad bit.
All right, big old long nose. You can make out the ears coming out here and over on that.
Alright, well.
Now, let's go back.
Alright.
That was that series of faces. Here's another goblin face.
This one's.
An eye. Here's his eyebrows, his ridge. Here's his mouth. And a little stubby nose. This almost reminds me of the character that was sitting on Jabba's lap. The little, I don't know, like the little character that was chained to him or whatever that was sitting on Jabba's lap. And then I've made these into little flip books, okay? So I want you to see.
Hang on, let's get the quality better here on this, you guys.
Something else I want to point out, well, right here, we're going to work on this one. This series of photos right here led to this image that we left off with last night. Yeah, 4 frames, the black nose on the end, the mouth is open, and he's huffing.
Alright, this is the wolf. That one face that I showed you before with the horns and everything actually started out as a wolf. And if I can get this, dang it, man, what is going on with the camera tonight? Let's try a little bit of brightness adjustment here. Why is this not picking it up right, Lord? We got to focus or something? Maybe it's the quality of this video. Well, alright, well, we'll just continue.
It's the big bad wolf huffing and puffing in the sky. And there were like 4 frames of this. Yeah, 4 frames right there. And then it started to evolve and get clearer and clearer as the wolf. Let's see if this is
Why is this not picking it up? The fuck?
right about there. And then one more.
Yeah.
Here's the wolf again, and then a few minutes later it changed into this face, okay?
See, that one I've showed you
Here's the
before.
pictures, and then I put them in the
What is
book.
going on with the fucking phone?
So there was the wolf and all these. So now we'll go back and we'll pick out my favorites here. So what I've done here, all right, here's the first one, this face right here, and maybe we will click on this because it's not, oops. Okay, go back a little bit, I didn't look too focused. Anyways, you can see that this face has an eye, has a long nose again, the mouth down here, the chin, here's the jawbone coming up on the side. At the very top, when it starts, it looks to have 2 little horns coming off of it or something. Okay, so that's one of these weird faces with big long nose on it right here. Okay, and that's one of the flipping back. Fortunately, there is
Oh,
no
dang it.
activity on the sun. It's nice and
Trying to
quiet, so
adjust
there's
this
really nothing to
lighting.
report. So there's no solar report tonight, thankfully, because uncovered. Now it's covered. It's uncovered, covered. So watch that for 4 frames. Right over here. This one's really
Alright,
interesting.
we did
This
that.
is kind of how they form. So what I'm going to do is pop it up there. I'm going to get this adjusted just right for the faces in the clouds that follow me everywhere I go, man. So back out of that one now.
Oh man, this is just not
this
working.
one's
I don't
kinda fun.
fucking get it.
Let's see. Get this one pulled up just
Alright.
right. Guys, come down.
This is getting frustrating. So let me just back out of this because this isn't capturing it. They're so beautiful, and this is not capturing it whatsoever. And I'm just hella frustrated. So
Kind of like bird-like creature, and his eye is right here, and he's covering it up and then uncovering it. Peekaboo, I see you. So watch that for a second. Hopefully you can see. This would be the top of it, like a bird's
Come on.
head. Here's his beak, some kind of creature with a beak or whatever. And he's taking his wing or whatever and covering his eyes right there.
what the fuck is wrong with
Uncovered.
this
Now
camera,
it's covered.
man?
It's uncovered, covered. So watch that for a second. And it's like a peekaboo or something. Watching me in the clouds, saying peekaboo, I see you. Yeah. So that one was another one of them there. Okay. Then we're gonna go down to these ones here. Adjust the screen a tad bit better. Okay, so this is kind of weird. It's hard to describe, but it's like a cartoon character with big ears, like right here, and his other ear coming up here. He has 2 eyes right there, and his tongue sticking out. He has a big long nose that comes out, and over in this one is this face starting to form. You can see the big long nose. These are the frames before this. So here this face, this dark shadow of this cartoonish face with big long ears and big eyes and a big long nose starts to form in the sky. Then over here, as it progresses, you can see this face, this goofy face with the big eyes and the tongue sticking out. What's happening is there's like a mouse, like Tom and Jerry, Jerry the mouse, on top of this character's head, and he's pulling open his eyelids, and his eyelids are lighting up because he's being forced to see something. Okay, so let's try this one more time. I'll see if you guys can see this one, because I'm capturing all kinds of crazy scenes in the sky.
Alright, that's enough of that one. It's not really capturing. There's this one, though, that's good. You guys need to see.
Interesting ones I've ever caught.
Alright, here we go.
Alright, so now, let me pull this back down a little bit. Oh boy, we're going to make some adjustments here, folks. Bear with me. Okay. So, what's going on in this one? So this appears to be the Revelation 12 labor. The woman in labor. It's kind of cartoonish itself. But here's the lady laying on her back with her legs down, okay? Here's her head. She's like an alien creature, almost like an E.T. from the movie E.T. Here's her eye and her other eye and her mouth. And every time the sun comes out, like labor pain, her eyes open up and her mouth opens up and she screams. There's some kind of midwife character right here. It looks like a character from the Rugrats with these pigtails or ponytails coming off over here. And that's about the best I can pull it down, but what I can do is we're going to zoom in on her face, and I want you to look how her face reacts to the sun coming out. She's giving birth to the sun. Her eyes right here in her mouth open up, and she's, ah, 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 ah. You see her screaming, ah. And then this is like the midwife or whatever that's helping her through labor. So I believe this is the revelation, the labor pains, the little sign in the clouds that we're in the process of the labor pains. And how clever that she's giving birth to the sun. I mean, that was an incredible capture there. And like I said, I don't know how these cartoon character type, characters, I don't know what role they play in it, but this is how it's coming out, and this is what I'm capturing, so hopefully you can see that. Then, I think, okay, here's that goblin one. Let's do this guy real quick.
Yeah, look at this guy.
Okay. And like I said, this reminds me of the goblin from
Star Wars.
Jabba's temple or whatever. It's the little guy that sits on Jabba's
Look
lap.
at
You can make out an eye right here.
The eye.
Here's the other eye. It's a little bit bigger. You can see it has a vertical slit in it. Okay? His nose droops and comes out and hangs over. You can see his mouth. He's kind of frowning a little bit. Okay? So, and he's like either lifting his eyebrows or frowning or something. But here's another one of these giant faces that I was talking about. Okay, so we'll move on to the next one. Here is the wolf progressing into that face. Okay? We'll go in just a tad bit tighter for you guys. Come on, let me go in a little zoom.
Hopefully it works this time. Please, Lord, let it work. I want you guys to see the wolf
There we go.
turning into the demon.
So these faces also morph and change into other faces as well.
I'll have to pull them up on my other computer and get them nice and clear for you, because this is all video of video of video, and it's just not doing it justice.
I tried to do one of
The Grinch. Okay, I think the rest of this is just,
didn't turn out as well. I just wanted to bring these guys to you and give you, here's the series of pictures for that face with the eyes lifting.
Okay, so that's
Okay.
good enough on that one. I
And
got
I
another
don't
cool
do
face to
anything.
show you guys in the
Like,
clouds, because this one will trip you out. Let's go over to Star Wars. Star Wars playing out in the clouds. Yeah. I'm just gonna play it. You guys will trip. Let's take it back to the beginning. Pause it. Get the microphone all set up for you guys again. Oh, maybe I'll just do it like this time. Because it keeps falling every other time. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to start this video for you. And hopefully
folks,
this one should come out a little
welcome
clearer.
back. So here we got you at April 20th, and I've been taking pictures every day because
420.
I've been seeing these events unfold in the sky every day now. So I've been getting lots of pictures and not even enough time to process them yet, but here we go. So this one I saw unfolding when I was driving, and I couldn't take a picture until I got to this stoplight. So I squeezed off as many pictures as I could at this stoplight, and we're going to start zooming in, pulling it over a little bit, and maybe some of you see it now, but there's Yoda in the sky right there. Yes. And this is like one of these pictures that's multi-dimensional too. So if you tilt your head to the right a little bit
Alright,
and make
alright. So let's just freeze frame right here. Here's Yoda's eye. Here's his other eye. Here's his little stubby nose. His puffy little cheeks. Here's his little vertical or little pointed ears. Here's the dome of his head. You can see the wrinkles going across his head. Okay, that's Yoda sitting in the sky, watching, following, and studying my every move.
eye now, it turns into a gremlin or what?
Yeah, if you shift your head to the right, instead of making this the eye, make the eye a little bit lower, that part of the head disappears. This becomes the Mogwai, like gremlin. So you kind of block out that part, tilt your head, and you'll see the gremlin. There's multiple faces and multiple dimensions in this shit.
Mogwais before he's eaten after midnight. So we had this sitting in the sky. Now, I'm used to seeing angels and dragons and stuff, you know, biblical stuff. So this one caught me off guard, and even though it's, you know, not part of the, the story or whatever, it's still in the sky, so I got to bring it to you.
I figured out the meaning of this, too, by the way. You know, at first I thought maybe this is like a representation of an alien race or whatever that's here watching or whatever. But then I realized this is Yoda. He's an ascended master, isn't he? I got ascended masters that watch, follow, and study me everywhere I go. Ascended masters follow me. They study me.
And maybe this is a, you know, an entity, or there's an actual character, Yoda, that lives out there in the universe or something. And this is God showing us this is a different race or something, possibly.
Now look how this giant face is hanging over the Sierra Nevada mountains down below here. It's just huge. It's a huge face in the sky, and it's hanging over the Sierra Nevada mountains. If you see the size of these mountains and how big these mountains are, and then you realize how big this face is in the sky, let me just tell you, you guys would shit when you saw this stuff watching you in the clouds. You would freak. And it's watching you all the time. You just don't know it.
Those are interesting because as you pan in and pull out, different things appear. So I'm going to do a little of both. We'll zoom in a little bit here so you can see Yoda's face. Tilt your head to the right, you can see the little gremlin. But then as we pan back, that face starts to kind of blend in and disappear.
Oh.
And there appears to be another face or something right up here. And if you're seeing other faces in here, they're probably there. And the trick is to like take an eye and match it with another eye, and this becomes a face.
Okay, this one is kind of hard to see. We got to get it just right. And it's not going to do it just right. I'm going to try to point it out anyways. This is the right eye and the left eye of Simba the lion cub. When Simba was a cub. It's not really... Maybe when I play the video, you'll see it.
Then you take this eye and match it with another eye, and another face appears.
Yeah, it's not going to capture it.
That sitting there for a second.
As long as you can see Yoda.
And you guys can leave some comments of what you guys see. You know, pointing out stuff that maybe I missed.
Yes.
This is just sitting in the clouds. Yep, just look like that until you look at the bigger picture. And
Okay, there's one other thing I captured here. So let's pause it right here. So in this image, this was captured at the same stoplight. It was just off to the right at a different angle. This is the destroyed Death Star. Here is the round backside of the Death Star, and then here's the destroyed part up to the equator, and the destroyed part up to the top. Here's the round satellite dish on it, okay? There's a scene in Star Wars, it's the profile of the destroyed Death Star. It's only 3/4 of, or like half there. Here's the bottom. It circles back around to the top. And then here's all the jagged, destroyed part to the equator, jagged, destroyed part to the equator, and then the radar dish. Now, hopefully you can see the destroyed Death Star sitting next to Yoda in the sky. The destroyed Death Star. What object do we have that could possibly be like a Death Star to our planet? I don't know. Let's just play it.
Reporting on sun activity for a long time, I've noticed a lot of stuff going on around the sun. What to me looks like a battle out in the stars, like Star Wars. And I'm wondering if maybe this is God's way of showing us that Star Wars is for real and that it's going on, and maybe this is a little sign of some good news that maybe we've won or something. I don't know.
Maybe you have a Jedi Knight on your side.
I just take the pictures and then report what I find. So if you guys
A real
see anything
Jedi
else,
Knight.
please let me know as well. Yeah, but it's not until you pull back that you really see it. All right, on to the next.
That
Okay,
one's
so
going to be hard to see. We're not going to mess with that one. I just wanted you guys to see Yoda in the sky. Pretty cool, huh? What was the other one we were going to show him, Lord? You were talking earlier. What were we going to show him? We were doing faces. Oh, yes. Thank you. Let's go back a tad bit to videos, because this one did not do justice, and I want you guys to see it properly. It was all out of focus. It was not even close. So we're going to redo it. This one right here.
Howdy, folks. Welcome back. So these faces that I've been showing you in the last few videos that are in the etherical or in that mosaic that I was talking about are not only taking place there, but now they're taking shape in our clouds. And with this new filter, I was able to go through some of these pictures, and it really makes them pop now. So if you can't see it yet, there's an eye here, here's the nose, a mouth down below, here's an ear coming back up, the jaw running down, little pointed chin. And this face seems to almost be bisected. One half is like a goblin, and this other half looks like almost like a Wolverine or a Ewok type character. So I'll let you look at that for a minute.
Okay, when I was taking these pictures right here, I was at the skate park with my kids, and I stepped aside because I saw this face in the clouds, and I started squeezing off as many pictures as I could. And apparently some other parents didn't know what was going on, so they called the cops. And in the process of taking these pictures, I have a cop tap me on the shoulder and say, "Sir, what are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm taking pictures of the clouds." He says, "Oh, yeah? Why?" I said, "Well, you wouldn't believe me if I told you." He goes, "Well, try me." I said, "Well, I'm just taking pictures of the clouds here, whatever." So he looks up to see what I'm taking pictures of. He looks right at this face right here. This face fucking growled at the cop. I thought this pig was going to pull his gun and start shooting at the clouds, shooting at the sky in the middle of the skate park. But he didn't see the face. Even though it growled at him, it smiled and growled at this cop. And he looks up, didn't see it, goes, "Huh, it looks like there's a storm coming." I said, "Yeah, how ironic. Yeah, there's a storm coming, all right, buddy. There's a storm coming." So, as we continue on with this video, I just had to tell that quick story because it's just so funny. Now we're getting to this face. Oh, right here, come on. All right, this is the one that started off as a wolf. The wolf wasn't captured very clearly, but this face was, so I want you to take good close note of this face.
Okay, one more, and this one right here, you can make out we have an eye here and an eye right here. Here's the nose, and here's some lips, and it looks like he's blowing. You can make out his ear over here, Horns and stuff coming up, his eyebrows. There we go. There you can see a little bit better. An eye, the nose, the lips.
All right. Can you see that face? I mean, it's kind of obvious. It's blatantly there. This eye is so defined. At first, when it was the wolf, it was this eye that was very defined. And as this shifted into this demon-type face, this eye lost its, definition. It's still there. You can still see it. But this one came in really clear. And that is the right eye. That's the all-seeing eye that Satan has. He has an offset eye that's a little bit bigger than the other one. All right? So, I got Satan in the clouds spitting stuff at me everywhere I go. All the time. 24/7, every millisecond of every second of every day. Quite the affliction, I must say. Oh, you wanted to show that too, Lord? Sure. While we're here, we could. Who wants to see? Let's just show you this angel real quick, and then we're going to show you advanced races from the past that are back.
Folks, welcome back. So I'm real excited to show you this one. This is an angel that was captured on my security cameras, and now I've run it through the filter here. So if you turn your head to the right, about 45 degrees, you can make out the head, the hair, the breasts, it's a female, the torso, the waist, the legs coming down here, a wing coming off here, a wing coming off over here. And we'll zoom in on this real quick, because this one's nice and clear that you can't.
Okay. The angel is laying at this angle. Here's her wing coming off this way, and here's her other wing coming off this way. This is her long black flowing hair. She's wearing a white baseball cap sideways with the bill going out sideways. Don't ask me why, but that's what she's wearing. She's apparently topless, and she has breasts, okay? You can make out her skinny little waist right here, and her legs, her thighs, her knee, and then her legs coming down. Right here, her legs coming down, that would be her area. But here's her wing coming off, and another wing coming off this way. So if you tilt your head to the right, you can see it. Now I'm going to continue playing this.
Okay, and this is an angel that was caught hovering in a shaft of light over this sleeping child down below here.
Oh, stop.
So,
Wait.
zoom
God,
in
man,
again.
I hate freaking laptops. You try to touch a button.
Because before it was kind of faint, and now with these filters, I'm able to make these images pop a little bit more.
Can
for you
I have
guys
it
so
back,
you can see
please?
them. I'm
Oh
sorry
my
about
God.
the way I have to do it with the camera and the computer, but I don't have any other
Why?
option. So I just wanted to bring this angel to you for a moment, so you guys can see that this is real. This is security camera footage that's admissible.
Now I can't stop it either, so
law. So what you're looking at right there is admissible as evidence in a court.
hang on, we're trying to pull it back up. You know these stupid little touch pads that everybody likes to use on a laptop? I can't type on a laptop without bumping the stupid pad. All right, so what I'm trying to capture here is this moment, right? Let's go back just a bit more, right about here. Okay, now you can see the size of this little angel compared to this kid that's sleeping on the couch. This angel is hovering over this sleeping kid. Can you see that? Can you see the shaft of light that's at this angle that this angel is in? It's in a shaft of light. It's hovering over the sleeping child down below here. All right, let's continue on here.
So, zoom in on it again. Just excited that you can see it a lot clearer now, because before it was kind of faint, and now with...
Okay, I don't know what other kind of security camera footage or other kind of footage of angels or representations of angels you have seen before in your life, but I'm going to tell you right now, 1000% authentic video taken by security camera surveillance video, which is admissible as evidence in a court of law. I dare any scientist to dissect this. I dare any photo expert to dissect this. I dare anybody in the scientific community to challenge this, because this is a real image. And knowing that, I want you guys to rejoice. The divine realm is real. You are divine yourselves. You just don't know it. I'm going to teach you how to recognize your divinity. And we start off by first recognizing the spiritual realm and its existence and it manifesting. It is fucking manifesting in the physical realm now, you guys. I don't know how many times I got to spell this out for you. The spiritual realm is now manifesting in the physical realm. You guys are in for a fucking shitstorm. All right, sorry. I don't know where that came from. That's the Lord getting frustrated. Oh, boy. Where are we going with this, Lord? Oh, we were going to show them advanced races from the past. Showing up and following me, watching me, studying me, everywhere I go. It's getting, like, so old now that it's like everyday commonplace stuff for me. It would freak you guys out if it happened to you once. This happens to me just constantly. So enjoy this little ditty I did for you guys, huh? Let me get this properly placed and click on play. We got you guys up late tonight, don't we?
Welcome back. There wasn't much activity on the sun to report on today, and that's good because I had a revelation last night, and what I'm about to show you is going to knock your socks off. So, a couple of days ago, I was doing a video on these kind of craft exiting the sun, which looked like it was being towed out from behind the sun or something, and I did a video on that one, and that's this one right here, and it looked like it was this actual model being pulled out from behind the sun. So, I did a stream yesterday, and I was looking for a thumbnail for it, and I couldn't match up any pictures, wouldn't match up. And it wasn't until I started digging deeper into my pictures, and I pulled up this one right here, that I used as a thumbnail on my latest stream.
Okay. Does this not look like an airplane? We have wings here, we have the fuselage, we have the tail, but we have this weird, like, grasshopper, insect, maybe dragon type head. This vehicle follows me everywhere I go. The occupants of it study my movements, every little thing I do.
That's when it occurred to me, this thing sitting next to this one, they're the same object. It's the same thing.
It's the same craft.
Whoever made this craft right here is here now. And what I thought was a man standing on the plane before is actually one of the vertical stabilizers that comes out at an angle, kind of like an F-18's vertical stabilizers. They're not straight up and down vertically, they come out at an angle. Well, much like that, so do these ones right here. And what I thought was a man standing up is this vertical stabilizer right here.
Do you guys see the perfect match? Here, let's do it side by side here in a minute. It's a perfect match.
Okay, so now back to this one. When I was looking at this a long time ago, I was looking at this weird kind of grasshopper type looking head, almost like a snub-nosed dragon with a mouth right here, you know, a blunt, shortened nose, two eyes, and this would be the head kind of looking this way. Okay, so again, the eyes, the snout, kind of a snub-nosed one with the curls back around with the mouth here, okay? And I was just kind of baffled at what a weird nose. It actually looks like a creature or something like that. Okay, now in this image, this is of a different model. It has 4 wings, and you see a longer snout on it, divided down the middle with a little ridge with 2 eyes right there. Sorry, my arms are shaky. And what looks like a collar around it, and then the rest of the body, right? So we're looking at this one, and it has a longer snout, and you can make out the teeth a little bit more on the side. Now, there's another one with the shorter snout, snub-nosed a little bit, with an eye up here and an eye or whatever right here, and this ridge coming over and coming down. These defined swept wings, this weird vertical stabilizer, and the tail. All of those match exactly. It actually looks like a creature or something.
To that. They all match exactly. This gold trinket right here was made by the natives that encountered this race 1,000 years ago. All right? So the natives recognized these gods and made gold trinkets of the craft that they witnessed in the air over them. All right, the craft that was buzzing their town, probably following them everywhere they went. The craft that's cloaked in the clouds, it's there all the time. You guys just don't know what to look for. But I'm showing you, I am teaching you what to look for now, okay? All right, so now we have advanced races from the past following me, watching me everywhere I go. I got giant faces that follow me, watch me, and study me everywhere I go. I got UFOs that follow me, watch me, study me everywhere I go. I got demons that attack me every second of the day, even in the night, even when I'm sleeping. Why is all this stuff happening to me? Why, you guys? Why is this shit following me? Why is it studying me? Why is this crap happening? I didn't do anything. I'm just a good old boy who... I don't understand why all this stuff's happening to me. So, I guess I have to go here, and maybe this will help explain a little bit of it. Oh, what's going on?
Howdy, folks. Welcome to my video. My name is Brian Knight, and I've been struggling with this for a while, how to do this video. So please bear with me here. So first off, I want you to look at my ID here. So you know who I am, I say I am. I want you to take note of the date of birth.
Oops.
March 24th, 1970.
Okay. Anything wrong with that date at all? Does that ring a bell to you folks at all? Probably not, because you were never taught the truth in school. See, the equinox is the first day of spring, right? Jesus is the spring. Jesus is the spring from which all flows. He is the representation of new life. Jesus was crucified on the equinox. The equinox marks Jesus's death on the cross. That's why it's a change of seasons from death in the wintertime to life in the spring. Okay? Jesus was crucified March 21st, the first day of spring. I don't care how the Bible and all the missing books and all the missing data, is going to explain why we celebrate Easter on a different day every year. It's the second Sunday after a full moon when whatever. No. The equinox marks Jesus' death on the cross. But what happened? He rose 3 days later, didn't he? If you add 3 to 21, I'm not going to ask you guys to be math majors here, but 21 plus 3 is 24. Now, if you study your Bible real closely, you'll see 70 and the number 7 all over the place. My birthday is in the Bible. 3/24/70 is my calling card. And every day, no matter what I'm doing, I get carded. Everybody, oh, can I see your ID? Sure, here you go. 3/24/70. Does it ring a bell? Nope. Nope. Goes right in one ear, right out the other. Nobody even fucking recognizes. Anyways, I'm showing you my birthday is in the Bible.
3 days after spring. Jesus resurrected 3 days after spring. The real Easter is March 24th. In this famous painting here, this shows the Roman soldier piercing Jesus' heart with a spear. Now, what he didn't know is that the heart is on this side over here. But he stabbed him on the right-hand side. So, and then I'll show you another painting that depicts this. Okay. They didn't have cameras back then. Sorry, it's shaky. They didn't have cameras back then to take pictures of this, so artists painted what they saw, so for the historical record. So, we've seen these. This one more time. Okay, so you know a little bit of history, what's going on here. Then, in the Bible it said...
Okay, we're going to skip past some of this video and get right to the meat. So, scientists, religious scholars, psychics have all discovered that any mortal wound suffered in your previous life comes back on your next body as a birthmark. It's a spiritual scar that's attached to your spirit. And when your spirit enters a new body and gets slammed into a new meat suit, that mortal wound shows up on your new meat suit as a birthmark. Thus the term birthmark. So, any birthmark, or a birthmark, any mortal wound suffered in a previous life comes back on your next body as a birthmark. And this is the birthmark I have on the side of my chest.
In a previous life comes back on your next body as a birthmark. And this is the birthmark that I have on the side of my chest. See? Show you a different image here too.
This is too big. We gotta pull it back down here a little bit.
Okay.
There we go. Alright. Let's go to the shot here. Oh, back live again. Did I lose you guys for a minute? Alright, well, here we got it freeze framed here. Maybe it'll capture this. I think it went just a tad bit too far. Let me go back a little bit here, because I'm trying to show you something here.
There it is. See? That's the mark.
Okay. In this mark is a code. Alright? This configuration of dots is in the shape of a stab wound. A stab wound between the second and third rib on the right hand side. Oh yeah, I'm going to show you my feet tonight too. But what I want to point out in this mosaic of dots here that this birthmark is comprised of, gotta get the tint just right here. Get lighting out of the way, are the three faces that are in this. First of all, we have this face right here with an eye, the long pointed nose, the pointed chin, the horns, the devil's face right here, okay? And right next to it, blended halfway in, is Jesus' face with an eye, his nose coming down, his mustache and his beard. Here's Jesus' face right here. Then in the opposite, these are in brown with white skin. In the opposite is two eyes with a white face right here. Here's the mouth, there'll be a nose right here. Here's a face in the white realm. So we have God, Jesus, and the devil, all three in one. Hint, hint. Hint, hint. Not just one entity, but all three in one. Let's get a better shot for you guys, because I want you to see this nice and clear. So there's no questioning. So there's no questioning it. All right?
So, I showed you Mary and angels.
All right? I've shown you Mary and angels. I've shown you all kinds of stuff. I've shown you the giant faces that follow me in the clouds. I've shown you this stuff happening on the sun. Let's show you Nibiru and Nemesis, shall we? Because that was where all this started for me, was when these two objects showed up and started wreaking havoc on my life. Oh, let's just type it in. And ever since, I have been under attack. Spiritual attack, if you understand what I'm saying. And I was saying wake-up call. There is your wake-up call. Let's take it right to the good part.
Looks like Nibiru. It's got a wing coming off on this side and a wing coming off on that side. And that's not all, because behind that is this big object right here. This is what's causing our flares. Here's a conduit of plasma that is sucking off of our sun, going into this planet. Here's a damage ring or an impact zone on this planet right here. You can see Nibiru sticking out in front of it here.
Okay. We started off with a dragon, and now we're showing you another dragon. September 10th of 2017. That's 13 days before the Revelation star alignment. Remember we were looking at star alignments earlier today? The good old Revelation 12 star alignment that took place, that was forecasted, that was foretold 2,000 years ago, actually took place in the stars like it said it would. That should have been more than enough for everybody. But no, there were two signs promised. Everybody saw the woman, but nobody saw the dragon. Now, God has shown me the dragon. And if you can't see this big stellar core back here, and this conduit of plasma that's being ripped from the south to the North Pole into a V-shaped vortex, slams into the surface of this, spreads out in a round circular fashion called a impact zone, and at the edge of the impact zone forms a damage ring. Okay, making this nice circular, dark red circular shape on the face of this big red planet right there. Now, if you can't see that, I have done I tried to do a drawing of this, and most of you have probably seen this, and if you haven't, maybe that's why you're still here. Okay, I have to pull out this picture here that I drew for you guys to give you a reference of what we're looking at here. So I need to get my lighting just right here. And ta-da! Okay, that is a representation of the image behind it. Here's the sun. Here's that conduit of plasma. It's slamming into the surface of this bigger object. Here's our damage ring and our impact zone. Here's Nibiru sticking out in front. I made the wings a little too big, but this is a representation. This is a three-dimensional picture of that event. That is the second sign promised in Revelation 12. Okay? Can you see the bigger planet in the background, draped in plasma, and Nibiru sticking out in front of it right there? This was foretold to happen, and it happened right when it was supposed to. In the Revelation, it says the dragon appeared and stood before the woman. It stood 13 days. It's standing 13 days before the woman. You getting this shit? Are you understanding? We are in big trouble. That is a huge object. It's bigger than our sun. It's slowly killing the sun. It's a dead stellar core of a star, super depleted of energy. It'll strip energy from anything it can, and it's stripping energy from our sun, slowly killing the sun. And our planet goes along with it. Capiche? Comprende? Catorce? Time is running out, folks. This happened in 2017, okay? This is the beginning of 7 years of revelation. If that happened in 2017, and you add 7 to 17, well, shit, that would make it 2024 would be the 7 years would be up, right? Yep. We're on our last year, folks, and I think you can tell by the weather and the way things are going in the political environment and in space that this is possibly very, very quite easily could be our last year on this planet, and then we move on to a better realm. Some of us do. Others are going to pay eternally for what they have done. Anyways, I think we're going to leave it with that, and we're going to do my little closer here, our gem for the night. You guys have been awesome. You've stuck in there through a lot of stuff, and it might give you nightmares, so you better start praying to Jesus, because he's the one that protects you from all this stuff. All right, we're going to close with this little gem right here. If I can get my microphone just right now and get the sound going. Oh, like this. Alright, here we go.
Break in half, and I'm sure everyone's gonna drown, so
Yeah.
or Abraham or whoever, get ready on your fucking ark.
Hey, whoa. Oh, I forgot this guy gets a little vulgar, so how do I restart this guy again? Dang it. Oh, wait, I could just go like this, maybe. Restart him. And unmute him. And we'll close out with this guy if it'll restart. Come on, Lord, let it restart. We had him up. I just wanted him to start at the beginning. I didn't want to catch him halfway through his thing. All right, let's unmute it. And let's enjoy tonight's gem.
Break
Play.
news from the depths of hell. If you look around this planet Earth, I'm pretty sure this whole fucking show is coming to an end. We got UFOs, natural disasters, man-made disasters, our presidents are falling off. Look around. We got spy balloons flying over the country that we gotta blow out of the air. We got UFOs that we're shooting down that the government confirms they don't know what the fuck those are. We got laser beams in the sky over Hawaii. We said, oh, that's just NASA. And NASA was like, nope, that's the Chinese satellites, which I don't really know what that means. But between Chinese lasers and Chinese balloons, they're either planning us a bar mitzvah or they're here to fuck us up. Over in Africa, Kenya decided to just split into two. Apparently the entire continent's going to break in half, and I'm sure everyone's going to drown. So Noah or Moses or Abraham or whoever, get ready on your fucking ark. Over in the UK, a trans teen was stabbed to death in a park. Back in America, we had another school shooting added to the list. Oh, and we also have our own little mini Chernobyl going on when a train in Ohio carrying hazmat materials derailed, and now we basically have a nuclear winter poisoning all the animals and the water in East Palestine. And in hindsight, with a name like that, we should have known they were in trouble. Oh, by the way, in Turkey, there was an earthquake that killed 36,000 people. Basically 10 9/11s, and Nobody's really talking about it, but hey, you know, the M&M is the right color or has on the right fucking sneakers, right? Just bring out the four horsemen. Come on down. Hit the trumpets, give me the pestilence and plague, and let me cash the fuck out of this place. Breaking news with the Prince of Hell.
All right, well, I was just trying to have a little fun there and make you guys laugh a little bit at the end since we had such a serious discussion tonight. I wanted to leave it on a little light note. This guy's kind of making fun of everything, but you guys rejoice. Even though the times are tough, it's all real. It's all really happening. And you guys are real close to your Creator. A lot closer than you think. Alright, I love you all. I miss you all. And until my next video, I'll be back with a vengeance.